Today, we're going to be going over a full beginner's guide to Notion. So whether you're trying to set this up for your business or trying to increase the productivity within your life, this video is for you if you are brand new to the software itself. It's about 30 minutes in total. We have all the timestamps right over here, so make sure to watch those and multiple details. And please fill out the tutorial as I'm doing it. The best way to learn is by doing, and I've tried to make this as simple as possible to get you from not knowing Notion at all to understanding all the different basics, all the way up through learning the beginning of very introductory databases. So with that said, I'm going to jump on my computer and let's go through this tutorial together. So we're starting off this tutorial. You guys go to the website notion.so and you're going to be brought to this page right over here. Now don't worry about everything on here. You can either click one of these two spots, try Notion for free down below, or over here to the top right. We're going to click the middle section right here, this call to action, and you get brought to this sign up page. So a few different options that you can do. You can enter an email address, or you can continue with your Google login or also Apple. Now to make this easy for you guys, I'm going to do my Google login. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to choose my Breakout Sports one over here since I already have one for my personal account. And you get brought right over here. So you guys can see on the top left, Ryan Nolan's Notion. It says I have a free plan under one member. Then you also have other options below. It's create work account, add another account, and also log out. There's another option below as well, which is the get the Windows app. The one I'm using right now, I just put in the URL in Google Chrome. So you have the option for Notion for Windows. I believe it is paid if you want to use that option as well. So also below you have search, updates, settings, and members, and then you have all of these over here. So we're going to click over and see the getting started section. So this is welcome to Notion. Here are the basics. Click anywhere to typing, hit all the content, and you get all this over here. I'm not going to read throughout the full side of things. I'm going to start teaching you guys pretty much the basics of how you can use this. So we're going to start off with these three dots over here, and what I'm going to show you guys is a few different options you can do to a page. So first, you can completely delete a page. Now we're not going to do that yet for this one. You can add a page to favorites, which if you guys see, if you add to favorites, it goes over here to this top section. As you guys build out a Notion account, this might get a little larger, and putting your favorites on here, something that you use daily or something that's really important to you, can make it stand out pretty quickly. So you have that option over there. Other things that you can do, you can remove it from favorites and it goes back down. So besides that, you guys can duplicate it. You can copy this to share it to someone or rename it. So let's rename this one over here just to show you guys. And this is Start with Notion. And you guys can see also the title of this page. You have the option to change it over here. So instead of Start with Notion, we're going to put Start with Notion Tutorial. And you guys can see also on the left over here, it renames itself, which is really, really cool. So what you want to do if you want to start a brand new page is click over here to the bottom, click add a page, and you guys will see there is no icon on it and it's untitled. So we're going to start off with this one and we're going to say Notion Tutorial 2023. And again, it's completely blank. So what we're going to do is add an icon over here and you see the Statue of Liberty starts up, but we have the option to change it. So let's change this to like a notebook of some sort. And we're going to grab this one right here, a spiral notepad. So you guys can see that over there. Also, you can add in a cover photo. So what it's going to do is going to take up this full section over here. And you have a few different options to change it. So first, you can actually upload your own image if you want to. You can link over to an image. You can use the website Unsplash, or you can use something in their gallery. So you have a lot of different options on this side of things. Let's find something that's kind of cool. We're going to grab, I think this mountain's nice. So it looks pretty aesthetic as well. And we have Notion Tutorial 2023. All this stuff over here, let's just delete this. We do not need this right now. And I'm going to show you guys other things. So I'm going to delete these. And also just to show you as well, you guys can drag this over towards the top and this shows over there. And like earlier, we're going to add this to favorites. So here we go. Notion Tutorial 2023, your first page within the software. So when you have this over here, you have two options. You can really create an empty page or use one of the templates. What I'm going to show you guys is templates because this is a really great way to start off with Notion and save some time. Now, with this video, we're not going to be using a template. We're going to create everything from scratch. But if you do want to save some time, you can go over here. I highly recommend you start off with their suggested, because a lot of people want to have a to-do list, or you have some tasks that you want to start organizing. Now, if you have a business, then you're trying to also focus on different tasks and sprints, stuff like that. This is really good. There's a lot of different ways that you can optimize this for like Scrum, but that's a full another tutorial on that. You have meetings, documents, and there's a lot more others as well. So you guys can see that there's a whole on design section, whole on based on life, reading list, habit tracker, simple budgeting, to-do list, product management, engineering, marketing, HR, sales, support, and also stuff for students with many underneath it. So limitless options. And what's also really cool is people do create templates outside of this as well that you can download. Some are free and some are paid, and we'll be doing some of those on the channel in the near future. So clicking out of that, we're going to just do a brand new empty page. And this is your beginning of your Notion first ever page. So what you want to do is click this, press in the slash button, and you're going to see all the different options available for you guys. So we have different things like text, page, to-do list, different headings, table, bulleted list, number list, toggle list, quote, divider. There's so much more. And not to confuse you guys, we're going to start off at the very top and just press text. Let's test. Let us test this out. And you guys can see it is just normal text. Once again, over here on the side, you can have these 6 dots and also a plus icon. So what this plus icon does is you can go over here and change another thing. So we're going to do another form of text. We're going to do test version 2.0. And I just added another line. And what you can also do, which is really cool, is on the side, you can either delete it, you can duplicate it, turn it into something else, which I'll show you guys that in a second, or you can copy the link. For formatting wise, you can change the background color and the text color. So go over here to color, we're going to choose red, and we'll go back over here and choose color, and we're going to do a, let's see, gray background. And let's say we want to get rid of this one over here, go over here and delete. Now, if you want to go backwards, let's say you didn't want to delete it, Control Z, and that is back. And if we wanted to drag this above, click these 6 dots, and you can put this over there. So really powerful on that side of things. Other things that you guys can do with the text, we're going to click this over here, and you guys can see there are many other options. Up first, we can bold this text. You guys can see that over there. Italicize it, make it like that. And you can have both bold and italicize, as well as underlining it. Then you can strike through it. And if you wanted to make this as code, which if any of you guys know a little bit of programming, you can go over here and we're going to put texts, and we're going to put select star from Notion, and we're going to go over here and make that into code. So a little bit of SQL for you guys. Let's delete these, and we're going to show you the next objects in here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over and show you guys some of the different headings. So heading 1 is going to be the largest. So we're going to put largest heading. Heading 2 is going to be a little bit smaller. And then H3, which is heading 3, is even more smaller. And this is a really good way to organize your content. They do have headings as well in Google Docs and also Microsoft. You guys can have the different sizes, and you definitely need to use that when you're building out a larger document. Now, a faster way to do this is once you start knowing what you want to have on your page, you can do like /H, and this is going to show you headings that are available over here. So heading 1, 2, 3. And let's say you want to change a heading 2 into an H3. So you can go over here and click this, and you can turn into, and if you click over here, you can turn that to the H1. Or let's see if you want to go back, turn into also an H3. Another thing in here that's powerful with headings, I'll show you guys that in a second, is these toggle headings. So we'll put over here, toggle heading, and you guys can see that there is a arrow that goes up and down. So you can actually build out underneath it and hide stuff, which is great for organizing. So I'm going to hide this. You guys can see, once I toggle that, it is gone. You can keep building it out as well. Another line, click enter, and this as well. And once again, boom, all of them are gone. So you have the option going from H1 to H3. We're going to click enter to get out of the toggle heading and give you guys some more options. So going through over here, you can embed a sub page within there. I'll show you guys pages a little bit later. Let's go on to the table side of things. And this isn't to be confused with databases as well. We'll be showing you guys that in this video. But if you want to have a simple table in here, we can do that as well. And we'll say on the left side of things, heading, type, and then also size. So put H1 large, H2 medium, and then you guys see I'm out of space. So what you can do is click this right here, the plus at the bottom, and you have that option H3 small. And let's say we're going to just put another column over here to the right. You just click over there and you have that option, which is really nice. So let's say I want to clean up my workspace now. What you guys can do is just drag and click, and then click these 6 arrows or 6 dots and delete. And once again, we're back to that first part where you can create a template, use a template, or also the empty page. So we're going to go back over to the empty page once again. The other thing worth mentioning is a table of contents. So we're just going to add in real quick a few minor headers. We'll put a heading 2, heading 3. This won't show up. And then going over here, table contents, and you guys can see it shows heading 2 and heading 3. Let's change this to heading 2 test. You guys can see that there is that over there, test, right? It's going to show that. And then when you click it, it highlights that specific section, and the normal text here at the bottom will not show up. Also, I thought this was pretty helpful too for you guys. So we're going to delete this over there. So we'll add in some text over here, and we're going to say text 1. We're going to also do test 2 and test 3. Now with Notion, you can also drag to the side. So you guys can see I drag all the way to the side, and now this is formatted where you have a side on the left and also a side on the right. I can also drag over here, and now I have 3 different columns. So next we're going to show you guys some of the different types of lists that are in here. So you can go over here and scroll right down to bullet list. Now these are not in a specific order. So let's say you're just getting supplies for a cooking recipe. Let's say you're doing like chicken and rice. So we need to have some breadcrumbs, chicken, and rice. No specific order, pretty easy to do. Now the difference between that and a numbered list, if we go over here, we'll put in numbered lists. So step 1 might be to preheat oven to 350, right? Step 2, prepare chicken. And then let's say step 3, right? Prepare rice. Super simplistic, but we're not going to build out a full recipe in here. These are in a specific order that are needed. These are not, but both are very, very helpful when organizing. Some other stuff that you guys can see in here, go down over here a little bit more. You guys can add in quotes and dividers. So a quote, I have a dream. It's by MLK, right? So you guys can see that over here. Or if you do a divider, it builds out that over here. And you can also build out a divider. You put in 3 of these and boom, a divider is created. So we're going to delete those and show you guys some other stuff. We can call out, which is really nice too. So you have the option to choose an emoji over here on the side. So put idea, build the best Notion beginner tutorial. And boom, that stands out in the page. So just some of the very basic formatting that you guys can do. You can scroll down a little bit more. Link to page, we'll show you guys that a little bit later. Inline as well, mention the page, date or reminder. So we'll say date over here, mention a date. We can do today. And that lets you know what dates associated with this. You can also put date in here again. And we'll say, remind me tomorrow at 9 a.m. And this sets up a timer notification based around that. Things that are available. You can add in your emoji. You can add in a math equation, which can be helpful as well. And it shows you the option over here, E equals MC squared equals MC squared, and it formats it for you guys. So if you guys are in any advanced math classes, definitely could be helpful. Before we get into some of the different databases that Notion has, I'll show you guys a few more things with pages themselves. So you guys can see if I click over here to the favorites, once again, Notion tutorial, there are no pages associated with it. You can press this plus icon over here and this creates a subpage. So we're going to put subpage Notion tutorial and empty page. And you guys can see that underneath here, now we have this. If you click over to the top left, you can see our first Notion tutorial 2023 takes us back over here. And you can click on this link over here as well and goes to the subpage. And like the other pages, you can add in some other additional information. So icon and cover. So once again, icon, we'll keep this one over here and add cover. Notion wanted to give us this painting. So that is what we are going to do. And what's really cool is you can create another subpage under it if you really wanted to and put another subpage and then empty page with icon, add in cover, and there we go. Now we have 3 layers of that, and all these are over here. I don't recommend continue to build these subpages all the way out because it can get a little bit confusing on how to get out to them. So try to be a little bit organized with that. Like in web design, there's a principle of only having 3 clicks to get to a page. I'd really recommend focusing on that one. So on their subpage, I wanted to show you guys a few different shortcuts to be able to save you some time. So if we do the hashtag / key over here and then a space, that's going to a heading 1. If we do the same exact thing with 2 hashtags, space, it turns into a heading 2. And the same exact thing, if we do 3 with the space, we are into heading number 3. If we want to go back and do some bullet or numbered lists, we do hyphen like that, and then space turns it into one of those. Then we can do the same exact thing once again. If we do 1 dot space, now we have our list, item 1, item number 2. Going back to that bullet list over there, let's say we have item 1. We're going to go in here and we're going to press tab. Now we have another sub list to this one, item 1.1. And again, we could keep doing this, item 1.1.1 as many times as you want, just to keep on bringing it down to another level, which is really, really helpful. If you guys want to have a checkbox, we're going to clear these out real quick. Open bracket, closed bracket, and then a space. We have our checkbox right over there. Okay. Control B, we're going to have this bold. Control I, we're going to italicize it, and then we go over here to Control U, that underlines the text. A few more things that are kind of cool with this is if you click over to the top right, you have a few different options. First, I recommend taking a look at a lock versus unlock page. When you lock a page, you can't make any more edits to it. So you can see over here, I have these 3 tests. I tried to delete the stuff. I can't, right? Backspace doesn't work. Delete does not work as well. And it's very helpful if you want to share this page over here to the left. So you can either add emails or people that are already in your Notion account, as well as publishing this to the web. So you can click this right here and then copy the link and people can check out your Notion page that you created. But going back over here, you can unlock it once again and you can delete. So I'll put that back in. Some other options that you have over here, you can add to favorites. You can open this in the Windows app if you have the app already installed. You can show deleted pages, your page's history, delete the specific page, and also you have options to import or also export. So we're back over here. I'm going to delete this another subpage under there. So we do not need that. And I'm going to show you guys on how to create databases. Now there's a few different options on this. We'll go to the subpage to show you guys. So we're gonna do empty page. And if you go over here, you have an option to do a database that is inline or also a full page. Now for my recommendation on using Notion, I do not recommend doing an inline database. Instead, you should create a full page. That way it is better linking and structurally wise. So we're gonna go to this one over here, our first page that we've been practicing on, and we are gonna click over here, and we have the option of as well, database, and we're gonna click full page. So let's title this page as a daily tracker, daily goal tracker. Again, you can add in other options. We're going to add in our icon, and then we can add in a cover photo, which this time it used a gradient for us. The thing on the left is going to be your primary key. And this is kind of like a unique identifier for your table. And what we're going to name this one based off of our goals, right? This is our daily goal tracker, and you guys can see that changes over here. And you can't delete this one. You can obviously rename it, but each database needs to have one specific primary key. So let's add in a few different goals. We're going to say run. We're going to also say no soda. And we're going to also put under here guitar. So those are three things I really like doing: running, I want to quit sodas, and all that. So you guys can see I left this first one blank. Well, you can delete this one over here just like that, and everything shifts right on forward. Again, if you want to create something new, click down over there, and you guys can reorder this. So let's say I want to have guitar there, or guitar at the very specific top. Now we have another thing on the side that says tags in the column. Let's rename this to time, and that changes right over there. And like some other stuff, if I go over here, I can delete this property, delete, and that is gone. So click this plus icon over here, and you can select the specific type for that column. Now, default that most people are going to use is text, but you also can use numbers. You can use select or multi-select. I'll show you guys that in another second. The status of something, date, person associated with this, which when you're building out something for a business can be really, really helpful. Any files associated with that, a checkbox, and we're going to go through some of this different stuff. So up first, right, we've already have text over here. We're going to do a select. So what this does is you can select one specific category to this. Now, guitar, we're going to set a category of music, or we should do de-stress, because let's say I want to have meditate in here as well. So we'll put de-stress, and you now have that as an option. For run, let's put over here fitness and health. And you have the option over here. Once again, for no soda, you can either click that for de-stress or fitness and health. So you can see that over here. Now let's say I have yoga. Well, the problem with select, if I chose yoga, is it's technically both de-stressing and also fitness and health. And a select, you only have that one option, right? I can't go over here and choose fitness and health and de-stress. But if you have a multi-select, click this over here, you have two different options. So let's say you have de-stress, and you also have fitness and health. You now have both of those options. So if you're stuck doing like a black and white method where it's only one specific select, this is what you use. If something can kind of fall in multi-categories, you want to build out something with a multi-select. So kind of helpful with that side of things, especially if some categories kind of fit in multiple, like yoga does within this example. So go over here as well, and we can do the specific status associated with it. So status, you have the default over here, not started, in progress, or done. You guys can see as soon as I added in that column, everything was not started. Let's say I already practiced guitar for today. We can go over here and click that over to done. And let's say I'm still in progress technically for no soda because the day is not over, in progress. So different options like that. We can click over here and do another thing, person. So this won't be the best example for it, but we can also add in a person, and all these are going to be associated with myself. So you can add in my name for each of them. Now, if you had other people that were associated with this notion, or if you have a business, you can go over here and click another name and add them to that specific task. So let's say I had a company that pretty much taught guitar lessons. So let's say I had a task over here is a student needed to have a good 30-minute guitar lesson. I could go over here and assign the teacher to that specific student. Just an example I thought of on top of my head. Again, some more options over here. One that's really helpful as well is check boxes, kind of very similar to status. So if you have your task done for the day, you can click that check mark. If not, click that over there. And this is some stuff that's really good for grouping and filtering, and I'll show you guys that a little bit later. So over here, you can link over to URL, email, or phone. Again, more for the business side of things, formulas, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. So like these columns over here, we can change over where they are going to be at. Now, something like a checkbox, or none of these really can go left of these specific goals because this is the primary key of the table. But let's say I wanted to have this checkbox over here, completely redo the table, status over there. So then I can look at your goals. Is it done? Right? Done. Yes. And there is that. Now we can also sort this table, which is really good. So let's say we can sort by each of the different options in here. So let's say we can sort by checkboxes. So let me click this one also over here. I'm gonna put a status in done. You guys can see sort, and we're gonna sort by the checkboxes. So you have ascending or descending. You can see now the table has it where the empty checkboxes are at the top. The ones down here are down below, or you can click this again, right? Click descending, same exact thing. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get rid of the sort. So you can click over here and delete sort, and we are back once to again. We're gonna do a filter this time around. So we're gonna filter by the checkboxes. So you can click over here, and if checkbox is checked, you guys can see that side of things. If it's unchecked, we have that option as well. Now it's kind of annoying if they keep on clicking both of those. So you can also click clear, and there's that. Another thing that's kind of powerful is you can duplicate this table. And this is a table 1, right? And I'm gonna rename this one unfiltered. And this one is gonna be filtered. Right, so my filtered over here, I wanna filter out everything that is checked, and then my unfiltered shows everything. So a few different views that you can have associated with that. There's a lot more other views too, which is kind of cool, but we're gonna add in one more column before that. I'm gonna delete this unfiltered table, delete this view, and we're gonna remove this filter on this side of things. And you can add filters for other stuff as well, like the select, the multi-select, and also person that is associated with it. We're gonna add in one other thing, guys. We're gonna add in the date over here. A few different options for your date. You have your format in time as well. I'm in America, so we're going to do 12-hour time and also date format. I would rather just have it in full date. So since all these are going to be associated with today, 12/26, we're going to put all those under here. And let's say yoga, we're going to put over for 12/27. Again, you can filter and organize things and sort them by dates. It makes it pretty easy. Now we're going to go over here and show you guys some of the different tables that you can build out. So the one that we already saw was table. We're going to click over here for the board, and you guys can see that you have the two different options, the stress and fitness and health, that were grabbed from the select, which is really nice. Then you have an option for a specific timeline. So all these are going to be based off of the date. Going back over here, you can actually change date ranges. So we're going to click this over here and click an end date. So let's say we're going to click the end date for this example for 12/30. We go back over to the timeline, and you guys can see that this is built out over here, which is really, really powerful over there. We can have a specific calendar. Just going down over here. Again, kind of a similar view. Some people prefer to have the calendar. Some people prefer to have the timeline. Both are nice to use. At times, you have a specific list. So this just shows you each of the different tasks that are associated with it. And then also, lastly, you have a gallery. So you have all of that. Now let's go all the way back over here, database. And what's really cool is you can click on this guitar and click open, and you have a lot more information. Once again, over here, you guys can see all the different columns that are associated with it, but then you can also build an entire page out of it. So you can write down some specific notes, test, guitar song, Stairway to Heaven, and add in much more information, kind of like I showed you guys a little bit earlier. And now we go over here, you guys can see there's some stuff on this. But if we're going to build out a gallery, let's add in some information. So let's add in a cover photo, change cover. We're going to go over here and we're going to check for a guitar. Let's throw in a guitar. So we're going to go over here, click the three dots and go over to layout. Now for card preview, instead of page content, we're going to go page cover, and you guys can see it grabs that full image of the guitar. Now card size, you can change this as well. You can do a large card, which you guys can see that over there, or you can go over and choose a super small one. Has this like there. Really depends on how much things that you want to do. Like for daily goal tracker, there definitely is a lot of stuff, but I'm just going to keep the normal guitar on that side of things. We're going to go back to medium. Also, you have the option over here to fit the image, or you can have it like it is default. I kind of prefer that side of things. So click over here, these three dots, and you can actually group it. So for this example, I'm going to group by the check boxes, and you guys can see the completed task over here. Guitar is at the very top, or is the three uncompleted are at the bottom. Let's say you wanted to switch that. You just go to visible groups and you switch those over there, and we have that same exact option. Just to show you guys also, let's go to the status of this, and then you can see there's different sections: not started, in progress, and also done. So you want to remove grouping, you can remove grouping over here. We're going to go back to our main page over here, and we're also going to add in this goal tracker to the first page. So to do that, we go over here. I'm going to do /database, and then you guys can see this at the very bottom over here, linked view of database, and we're going to go over here, select data source, and we're going to grab it daily goal tracker. And we go out to there, and you guys can see that we have the daily goal tracker, and there's a few different views that you can choose. So go over here to layout, and then let's say you wanted the table. So go to the table, you can choose that specific one. Although this is quite large on the home page, we can go over here to layout instead. We want to do over a list. You guys can see the list there, or if you wanted to do the gallery, put that back over here. I hope this video helped. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be releasing multiple Notion videos every single month, as well as showing you guys how I'm using Notion in both my business and personal life. By the way, I have a video right here that shows you how I'm going to use Notion for my New Year's goals in 2023.